We are live. Welcome to class. Yeah. Would you welcome? You're first in class today. Welcome to class. How are you doing? I hope you're well. Okay. Um, let's see how far we can go today. Moranuba is in class. Welcome, Chiso. Chiso, I saw your message. I couldn't reply. I'll reply after the class. Thank you for the feedback. Um, Princess, welcome, welcome. How are you doing? Roy, welcome to class. Where are others? Where are they? Where are they? Where are they? It seems I would have to open that room today. I don't know if it was here so that you all can help send uh, messages as reminders to the group. Anybody? Okay, done. So you can help send a screenshot, a reminder to the group as well. Welcome everyone. Yes, it's been a while. The last time, in fact, I'm refreshed. I needed to rest. It was necessary. In fact, I had a session yesterday, coupled with some other activities in church. We had a banquet, we had an event. So I was like, if I should come on board this class by 2, I will be spent and I will not be able to rest. I'm refreshed now. We are here. Welcome. Let's see how we can take this to the next level. So, how has been your week so far? Okay, we just started off the week. How has been the program, some of the things that you have started executing on? I see most of your feedback. Chisom said, I'm already done with Automate Your Growth. Uju is already almost done with a new book that she's working on. You all are killing it in terms of productivity. It's really amazing. I'm tempted to do something for us, but I'm not too certain yet. I'm not too certain. I'm going to look into that if it will be possible. But for now, join us in the growth garden. That's the message for you today. Join the growth garden. Yeah, that is where I get to do. If you want my mentorship, you want coaching, join the growth garden. That's the best places to get in. I'm always there. I can always give feedback, I can always attend to questions. All right, so let's talk about something really powerful today. Okay? Yeah, welcome on board. Let's talk about something powerful. We're going to be rounding up in the next 1 hour. I hope so. Yes, I'm not going to go beyond that today. Okay, so today we want to master our biology, not just our calendar alone. We've said so many things, so many good stuff. But I really love us to zone in and talk about energy mapping and peak performance windows. All right. When you see somebody executing at the speed of light, doing some of the things that is not easy for you to step into, it's possible you may even be in the same industry, right? It's possible you are in the same industry with this person or with this individual, but you just see them killing it. You see them achieving a lot that you have not even been able to do so much. Not because you're trying to compare yourself with them, but compared to when you look at your potentials, when you look at the assignment that God has given to you, when you look at the abilities that you have within you, you just realize that a lot of times, even when you want to try to do certain things, it doesn't always come easy. It doesn't always come easy. And that's why you must learn to master, okay, um, the biology. It's very, very important. Of course, if you have this knowledge, man, Jimo, you're welcome. It's evening. Okay, so if you have this knowledge, it will get better. Like I would always say that if you know how a thing works, it works better. If you have an understanding about who you are and how you function best, you know when to really zone into work and truly be able to do the things that matters most to you. Okay? So the key today is not for you to learn to prioritize what's on your schedule. It is that you can begin to schedule your priorities. Your priorities. In fact, I wrote a couple of things today. All right. While I was writing for my goals, what I'm looking forward to for the quarter, for my 90-day goal, I taught you guys that. So I wrote down about 5 things, right, that I wanted to do today. I pretty much touched base on all of them. I just have to put a finishing touch to one or two after this program today. You know, while I was writing down, I was not like, there's one more thing I love to do. Proud to this time, I'll have like 20 things on my to-do on daily basis, like 15 things. But right now, not because those things are not important, I just put them somewhere, I find them somewhere. But you see, those ones that are my priorities, I schedule those ones first. That is what it means to um, do the hard things first. Can you imagine? Somebody will write a book and call it Do the Hard Things First. Isn't that amazing? Like someone will write a book and say, Do the hard things first. That is quite interesting. Do the hard things first. Okay? All right, ma'am. Welcome aboard. Do the hard things first. Very important. All right. The first time I came across that book by one author, I was like, do the hard things first. I don't understand. But then I understand better now because when you understand your biology, it will be easier for you to schedule based on priorities. You know, you are not a robot. A time will come within the day that you will get tired, you will not have the energy, you will not have the abilities to do certain things. Okay? Oh, my video is low. Is it still low? Can you increase your volume from that end? I'm using a different device today. Okay. Can you increase your volume from that end? Let's see. Okay, let's see. Hmm. Increase it. Let's see. Um, I know my voice is also low. Okay. Let me try to increase my voice. All right. Can you hear me? Is it better now? Can we go on? On. Okay. Is it better? Is it better? Can you hear me now? Let me know if it is better. Monitor the flow within the next. Okay. Thank you so much. Let me come close to my audio. Okay. So uh, let me take back the slide. Okay, so the idea at the end of the day is for you to schedule your priorities, right? Not trying to prioritize what's on your schedule. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. Start by understanding your priorities. I've taught you how to do that. Identify your wanting. Go ahead and know the things that are in alignment that you want to work on, okay? And then go back and begin to see how you can sort of schedule your priorities in a way that can really help you get results. All right? I hope that's clear. Okay. Lydia, are you still having the same challenge? So this is what we have been discussing for the past days. We have looked at our values. Many of you that got value compass guide, that was it. Have you been able to identify your values now? Now, you know one beautiful thing about that compass guide? It is that it's not just about identifying your values. I also gave you foundations. I gave you a lot of breakdown on how to also begin to deploy your values in the place of decision making. All right. For those of you that read that went through that, tell me I did. Let me know those of you that did that. Okay. I did it in a way that you can also utilize it in making decisions in your relationship, in your whatever area of life it is. You can begin to translate the wisdom there into something more formidable. Mhm. That is it. So it's not just about saying, oh, these are my values. My values are this and that and that. No, it goes beyond that. All right. We're not just spotlighting our values through that book. All right. Through that guide. Thank you so much, Lydia. I'm glad now my mind is at rest. Okay. So we're not just spotlighting our values to say these are the things we're looking forward to. No, we're also understanding on a deeper level how these values can become of effect in our lives, how they can become of effect in our lives, how we can begin to use them to do the best thing that we need to do per season. We also built our boundaries, right? Okay, boundary architecture. Okay, we also went through that. Okay, and the decision diet to protect our focus. All right. Then we also structured our 90-day sprint. If you have structured your 90-day sprint, type sprint in the room. I want to see sprint. If you have structured your 90-day sprint, go ahead and type sprint in the room. I want to see you do that. Type sprint. Have you structured your 90-day sprint? If you have done so, please type it in the room. Okay? And then we also start our habits on Saturday. In fact, I shared a post. I shared a post. Great, great. I shared a post on LinkedIn today. I was talking about Abby stacking. I just said something briefly about Abby stacking, and I saw that the idea is such a game changer for a lot of people. A lot of people are actually interested in that conversation. They're like, oh my God, I'll be stacking. It's my first time hearing it. But for us in the community, we did not just hear it, we know how it works. We know how to stack, right? We know everything around it right now. And it is going to help us get better. See, the reason I'm teaching extensively is not because I do not have another thing I'm doing. It's not because I don't like sleep. All right, taking time to create the content, put it together, giving it to my team to go ahead and put it design. It's a lot of hassle, okay, or just because I love to teach or I love to talk, right? But the thing is that I've come to realize when it comes to personal development, if you know how a thing works, it works better. That's the truth. If you know how something works, it gets to work better. The more you get it, you get inundated with details, with ideas, with wisdom on the part of personal growth, the easier it becomes. Like I would always say in my community, if you show up in my community, one, in fact, if you are able to show up in classes, in sessions, we're not even talking about assignment now. Just show up and continue to listen to me. Show up and learn. Show up and listen. Take notes as much as possible. Remember one thing in each class. That one thing you have remembered, go ahead and implement it. Trust me, in 1 year, in 1 year of staying committed, you are going to experience a shift. So personal development is really all about immersion, right? Immersing yourself in the flow. That's what personal development is about. Immersing yourself in the flow. Okay, because it's a lifelong practice. It's not a one-off thing. Just like every day you have to eat well to have to for your health to be okay. You have to drink enough water. You have to do this. You have to do that. Do you see that? Same with personal development. If you allow yourself to sleep after a while, your mind will atrophy. Okay, they call it atrophy. It will lazy out, right? It will lose its stamina and momentum. It will lose it. Your mind will lose its stamina and momentum. And a lot of things that used to be a walk in the park will become a struggle because right now you are working outside, okay? Outside of it. So personal development takes time. The more you can engage, the easier it becomes. The more you engage, the easier it becomes. Okay? So today we go deeper and we talk about energy. Energy, because not all hours are created equal. Not all hours are created equal. Okay? Not all hours are created what equal. We've got to be ready to take one step at a time. So here is the problem that most people miss. You protect your time. You try as much as possible to block 2 hours for deep work. But here's what happens. When you try to schedule your deep work at 3 p.m., maybe right after lunch, when your brain is already in a fog, you're not going to be able to achieve so much. You're not going to be able to achieve so much. I try to schedule my deep work within the early hours of the morning, between the time I wake up till about 11, 12. After 12, after lunch, most times I see myself already getting tired. And so what I do at that period is my admin work. Mhm. I do my admin work at that period, whether I'm replying to messages, I'm reaching out to maybe my um, coaching clients who needs help, who needs support in one way or the other. All right. Of course, guys, I do one-on-one coaching a lot. Okay. If you want my one-on-one coaching for 2026, you can send me a DM. Okay. I still have some few slots open. So I reach out to them for my feedback, and then I do messages. Maybe it's on WhatsApp, it's on my email platform. I don't have a big marketing team yet, so I still get to do most of my marketing, right? Though I have someone who does support me, okay, plus my virtual assistant. So I still do. I'm very active in marketing as well. Okay, there's never a level you get to as a business woman that is not marketing. All right, I still do most of the marketing. So by the time it is evening, late in the evening, sometimes I see myself coming back. Okay, I see some level of energy coming back. But that level of energy, I don't always zone in like the way I was zoning in the early hours of the morning, my first 6 hours in the morning. I find it difficult to zone in at that period of time because my energy is not as much as it is in the morning. And apart from that, there are distractions. her kids are back, and the whole lot is just going on. Do you see that? So it's a lot. I want you to understand at the end of the day, excuse me. Okay, so I find it very difficult to zone in at that time, but I could do one or two. Okay, that may not require so much of creativity. Yeah, that may not require so much of creativity. So my creativity happens in the early hours of the morning till like my lunchtime. You see that? So you've got to be able to understand where you are. Okay, a lot of times people try to do creative work at 6 a.m. for example, when their brain hasn't woken up yet. I see a lot of flag, the likes of flag, melancholy. Mm-hmm. They are not early risers like the choleric or the sanguine. They're usually not early risers. I don't know if you have experienced it, but I'm not trying to generalize. I've seen it for people around me a lot. So if you told someone at that level to come and be creative stuff, they are still half awake at 6 a.m. You tell them, oh, come and do some creative work. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. So you must also understand you as a person to say, okay, when should I be able to do most of my creative work? Do you understand? Because not all arts are created equal because of your biology. So research by Daniel Pink, okay, research by Daniel Pink has proven again and again that your cognitive performance fluctuates between 20 to 30% throughout the day. 20 to 30% throughout the day based on your circadian rhythm. Okay, I've spoken about your circadian rhythm. It fluctuates within that time frame. Your cognitive performance fluctuates between 20 to 30% throughout the day based on your circadian rhythm. So that means that the same task that you can do at 10 a.m. at 3 p.m. you may not be able to stay longer. Like I just shared my experience. It's not because you're lazy, it's because you are fighting with your biology. Whether you like it or not, I know that we all want to be overly productive. We want to achieve everything in one day. Someone who hasn't read for a month will say, I want to read one book in a day, I want to finish it. Yes, it is possible. But most times, if you put in that energy to do it in one day, you may not get as much when you get to the realm where you do not have much energy to pay attention. Because you also need that peak hour to be able to pay attention. Okay? Paying attention is where result begins from. So if you do not have the capacity, it's going to be very difficult. So what is energy mapping? Energy mapping is simple. It is really about tracking when you naturally have high, medium, and low energy throughout the day. So it's about tracking it. So somebody should type tracking my energy. Type that in the room. Tracking my energy. Tracking my energy. It is about tracking when you naturally have high, medium, and low energy throughout the day. Throughout the day. When do you normally have high energy? When do you normally have medium energy? When do you normally have low energy? So that is what energy mapping is. So once you see the pattern, you can begin to schedule your deep work within your peak windows. You can begin to save admin work for low energy times. Like I shared my experience, admin work you schedule between that time. And then you also stop forcing yourself to focus when your brain isn't ready. Okay? When your brain isn't ready, it's not about working harder, it's about working smarter with your biology. So the essence of energy mapping is so that you can begin to work smarter and not just harder. Some people will spend the time they have so much energy, so much ability to create, they will spend it on things that really do not connect so much to what they are looking forward to. They'll spend it on those things. And at the end of the day, you see yourself at the time you have low energy is when you're trying to do creative work. It will not work, you will not focus. So when you have this knowledge now, it is going to help you. There's such a thing as your chronotype. Okay? Your chronotype. If you're a researcher like me, after this class, you can also go read about it on a deeper level. Okay? If you've heard of your chronotype, your biological blueprint, if you look at the work of Dr. Michael Bruce, he identified four chronotypes according to our biological blueprint. We have the lions, we have the bears, we have the wolves, and then we have the dolphins. Take a screenshot of this very slide, okay? Take a screenshot and see to it that you are able to maybe go look at it again and again by monitoring your patterns. Because when you monitor your patterns with it, it will be easier for you to know what time of the day you have high energy. So the lions are the early risers. They peak at 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. So if you are the type who usually peak between 8 a.m. to 12 p.m., let me know. Where are my lions in the house? I'm in here. I'm in here. So you can wake up very early and at 8 a.m. you already have high energy, like you're on the high side. You're unstoppable at that level. All right? 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. But they often crash after lunch. Then we also have the bears. The bears follow the sun. Okay? They peak at 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Theirs is between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. They can be steady all through the day, right? The wolves are the night owls, okay? They are the night owls, okay? These guys, they normally peak at 12 p.m. 12 to 8 p.m. is their peak time of work. They normally peak at that time, but they usually have slow mornings. They recover very, very late in the morning. They don't get to recover on time. When you are saying wake up, it is time. They are still trying to recover. They are still trying to put themselves together. And then we have the dolphins. The dolphins are the light sleepers. They peak mid morning and late in the morning, in the evening. So mid morning, that's um, around uh, 10, 11, thereabout, mid morning. And then they also peak late in the night. Late in the night. I've seen people who knows how to work in the night. Like they can work from evening, like they start off their work, their project of the day by let's say 8 p.m. You see them working 2 a.m. they are still working. Those are dolphins, right? I tried it out. I tried to be a dolphin many a times. It didn't work. I felt sick. Mm. I felt sick. Waking up by 8 p.m. Let's say starting my work at 8 p.m. Even if I sleep and maybe I started sleeping by 4 p.m. for example, and I start to wake up by 8 p.m. and I start off work. By 10, I will go back to sleep. By 10, 11, I must go back to sleep, right? But if you say, "Faith, go to sleep," let's say wake up by 12, by 1 a.m., by 2 a.m., and work from that time till like 12, that's my peak. So I'm a lion, right? So that is my peak. So curious. I had to study this back in the days when I just started out on this path. I have so many work to do. I want to read, I want to learn, I want to go through classes with my coaches. I want to embark on this. I want to write a book. So many things that my beck and call. Coupled with the fact that you're a married woman, you have to take care of your husband, you have to um also take care of your kids. So many things at your beck and call. And then you are like, oh my God, how do I even cope? And possibly you don't even have someone helping you, right? So I usually would be like, let me work till late in the night. So let me do what nomads can do. So let me stay till like midnight. I'll be working and work from that time till like 1, 2. See, the next day I'm gonna be a zombie. I'm telling you, I'm gonna be a zombie all through the day. Nothing will make sense. I will just be like, in fact, I will not get myself. I will sleep all through the day. I will still sleep all through the day, but guess what? I will not recover. Sometimes it takes me 3 days to recover. But it was just the same amount of hours I spent. Okay? Just imagine somebody who started working by 7 p.m., 8 p.m., worked till like 12, calculate the number of hours, that's like 4, 5 hours, right? And somebody who also woke up by 12 or 1 and is working till like 12 p.m., 12 to 12. That's like 12 hours work. That's my peak, man. That's like 12 hours with work, man. 12 hours. You know you can write a book and finish it in 12 hours. I'm telling you. 12 hours, put all the structure together, you write. Okay, if you are the type that read your book, I speak my book majorly. I don't type because I don't have the time to be typing, all right, most of the time. Okay, so you can do a complete book in 12 hours or even less because that is your peak energy time. We're not talking about time that you are in and out, right? We're not talking about that. We're talking about at a stretch. If it's a book you are reading, a book of this type, within 12 hours, you can read two of this. I'm telling you the level of work that can happen in 12 hours. You can read two of this. This is Brianna Weiss is about 158, 150 plus pages, approximately 160. You can read two of this type of book in 12 hours. Because in 6 hours, you want to cover this or less than that, no matter how slow you are as a reader. Okay, you see that. So that is the gravity of the work and the result you can get if you understand your peak performance time. Someone who loves to work late in towards in the night or in the evening can say, okay, I want to start working after I get back from the office by 5 p.m. In a sane society, normally you're going to be back from work 5, 6 p.m. max, right? You're back, you've rested for like an hour, and then you fall asleep. Okay, you've rested for like an hour or two, and then start working, let's say from 9. You can decide I can work till like 3 a.m. That's going to be like 6 hours. 6 hours of deep work. 6 hours of deep work. Like there's a strategy I taught members of my community some time ago. I call it EPD or EPN. Type it in the room. EPD means extreme productivity day. EPN means extreme productivity night. Okay? EPD or EPN. Okay? It's a very powerful strategy that if there is something you'll be struggling to achieve, just just host yourself twice in a week to say I want to do two EPN or EP days in a week. Two. Okay, let's say the minimum time you should allocate to your EPN or your EPD has to be 6 hours. That's the recommendation. Minimum should be 6 hours locked in. You can do 9 hours, you can do 12 hours, but the minimum has to be 6 hours. So what does that mean? If you are doing 6 hours of work, let's say there's a book you have always wanted to read, you've not been able to read it. You can just tell yourself, in these 6 hours, me and this book, we are going to complete it. And if you read the book 6 hours, summarize it, get all your thoughts together, boom, you are good. Then maybe there's another project you'll be trying to keep up with. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Uju. There's another project you'll be trying to keep up with before that didn't also work for you. You're gonna be like, "Hmm, I'm gonna have an EPM, 9 hours." Come on now. For those of you that are writing books, 9 hours. If you are a slow writer, you can do 9 hours twice in a week. You are done with the book. What are you writing? In this day and age, we don't need plenty books. I mean, we don't need plenty pages like Atomic Habits. These ones are brand already. So these ones, when they write books, can easily buy. People will not mind. Books like this. Okay, how many pages? 300 plus pages. People are not writing these big books again. 100 pages, 50 pages, 150, you are done. If you want to go over about 200, you are okay. Please don't go beyond that. All right? Except if it's your life history you want to share with us. Except if it's your life history, like you want to share with us your life history, maybe your memoir, you want to touch every part of the details, every nuances, every secret, everything inside the story. That's okay. We know that anybody that wants to read that, they want to carry you as their life or the project. Mhm. I can write a memoir now, a biography or whatever, and somebody can look at me and say, Coach Faith is my project. And they'll go and get a book by Coach Faith with that length of pages and they will read them. All right? Except if you are writing a novel, all right? But if you are writing a regular book that people can easily implement, 100, 150, okay? But most of you that got my book, you see that they were not even, I write like that deliberately. It's not because I don't want to, I don't have more things to write. It is because of the fact that I'm a reading coach and I have coached thousands of people. If you look at my reading community, we currently over 200,000 members. So I'm talking from experience. Okay? The vast majority do not read. And even when they read, they hardly implement. So when you read, I always teach. Pick out 3 things you can implement. Zoom. Do the work. As you do the work, move on to the next because every book has a major idea. If you are writing a book and there are three, four major ideas in the book, I don't know what you are writing, but every book has to have a major idea. What is the message that the author is passing across? That is the vision of the author. That's when you connect to. So when you connect to the vision, there's emotional connectivity, there's relatability, and then boom, you're ready to exercise, you're ready to do the work. Okay? Yes, 6 hours locked in. All right, extreme productivity day. I was actually thinking about hosting an accountability event for us. How many of us would love to? But it's going to be paid though. It's not going to be for a long time. Some people can just do for a week. People could go deep into maybe EPD or EPM, whichever one, and then you just need to accomplish one goal just in 1 week. We're not looking at so many lengthy weeks, all right? Because I will not have the energy. I'm focused on my growth garden right now. Those are the people I'm dedicated to. Okay. How many of you would like such an accountability program where you can finish a book, you can build something, you just lock it in for those who want to really execute on the task. and they are ready to achieve a result, I will just do it for 1 week, right? We only bring in 12 people in the group, 12 disciples. Bring in 12 disciples in the group. If you like to participate, maybe you should just share. I may think about, all right, then before the end of the program, I will put out something. But you should actually join us in the, what's it called? Join us in the growth garden, okay? Growth garden, join us there, so that you can really grow, so that you can build your capacity, okay? So pick out one or two. We're not looking at three. Three will be too much. Just one or two in 1 or 2 weeks. We implement on it. Zoom. We are good to go. We are good to go. But you're gonna pay for it though. To be a token. Alright? Something really small. Let's see how far you can stretch in 1 week. Yeah. You can do 3 consecutive meetings. And then we go live with our conversations, and then you get to implement. And as you're implementing, you are giving us feedback on what you have done. Some of you would like to post, some of you would, what would you love to do in such a program? Tell me in the comments. What would you love to do in such a program? Don't mind me. This is how I create programs for my students. Sometimes we discuss it in class and I will not create it because I know you are interested. I don't want to create what you are not interested in. Mm. So yes, you can decide to choose between EPD or EPN depending on depending on your schedule. Some of you that do your 9 to 5, you would have to do yours at night, maybe for the weekend. Some of you that do some of you that maybe you're doing your own business, you can choose anytime to do yours. But you just have to we'll build a structure around it. But the idea is when we are done, you would have implemented on something. Okay? You would have been so accountable to keep up with something. And then we're not taking so much, maybe 12 to 20 months, and then we just get to rest of. But only those who are ready to execute. We're not looking for everybody, right? Only those who are ready to execute. Okay? So let me know in the comments what would you love to really execute on? Now we are still talking about your chronotype, okay? Your chronotype, okay? Your chronotype. The things that you would really love to work on, okay? That you would really love to work on. That you really love to work on, okay? Your chronotype. Lions, bears, wolves, and dolphins. Dolphins. Um, dolphins. Which one is yours? Tell me in the comments. Are you a lion, bear, wolf, dolphin? Go ahead. I'm listening. I'm reading from you. Ah, Uju. Uju wants to write 2 more books. So is it in the program you want to write 2 books, Uju? Like you want us to post the program, you write 2 more books? That would be great. Yeah, if we are doing 1 week, you can do it. If you pick 3 days, if we are doing 2 weeks, you can even do beyond that. All right. Oh, look at my lions. Lions. Okay, somebody is a lion. Moranugba. Who else? I'm a lion. I'm a lion. But I'm in between. I also work as a dolphin. Okay, dolphin. You see, they say light sleepers peak mid morning and late evening. But I'm not 200% a dolphin. I'm more of a lion than a dolphin. Mm. Okay, okay, I get it. Juju. I'm more of a lion than a dolphin. I'm more of a lion than a dolphin. So which one are you? Lion. Interesting. Interesting. So those of you that are lions, it means that we're going to be doing our own EPN. We wake up as early as 1 a.m. We are working. Oh my God, that would be interesting. We are working from 1 a.m. maybe till like 9 a.m. Please, how many hours would that be? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 8 hours. Okay, 10 a.m. Okay, maybe we can take a break in between. Especially for those of us that need to take care of our kids to school. So we can take a break in between 1 or 2 hours and then we cannot complete it 9 hours. Yeah. So for those of you that are where are the dolphins? Somebody is a wolf. Oh my god. Oh, this is so sweet. I love it. I love it. So somebody that is a wolf can actually do something um late evening, right? Let's say from if you are a 9 to 5er, it may not be easy for you to start by 12, but you can actually start by 8 or 9. and then do it in maybe about 2 or 3 a.m. That would be like 6 hours. You are a bear, follow the sun, pick 10 a.m., study all day. Oh, wow, yeah, that's interesting. That's interesting. We have more lions in the house. Lions in the building. All right, let's move on. We are just enjoying ourselves here. Today is very interesting. How many of you love today's class? So your chronotype matters because if you are a wolf trying to do deep work at 7 a.m., you are working against yourself. And if you are a lion scheduling creative work at 8 p.m., you are already exhausted. You are already exhausted. So you see, every day on the path of productivity, based on what we are sharing, you can actually please take a screenshot of the comment and post it in the room. Anybody can do that. I've opened the room. Post it in the room so that I will remember this day. Okay. Okay. So you can actually see that at the end of the day, if you understand your chronotype, okay, and you can begin to map out your energy based on your patterns, based on your experience on a daily basis, it will become easier for you to truly zone in. Yes, it will become easier for you to truly zone in. So at the end of the day, it's really necessary that we study that. How many of you are going to study your patterns after now? Like you want to study your patterns, you're going to be like, oh, Coach Faith, I'm tired of running in circles. I'm tired of trying to do this one. Let me tell you, don't force it. See, let me give you an example again. Let me relate you back to my story that I shared. I remember there was a time I was trying to force it. I would be like, oh my God, work is much. Oh. I need to work. I work late at night. I'll fall sick. I'll be treating. Nigeria, one of the major things that we're always sick, we're always falling sick of is malaria. Any little thing you are triggered, there's a parasite in your blood and all of that. I was always falling sick. Almost every 3 months, I was treating malaria. I was treating malaria. I was treating one or two, whatever. My breath wasn't stable anymore because of that. My breath wasn't stable. But the moment I started to monitor my progress, my patterns, it became easier. So I don't force it anymore. Once I'm working and sleep is around the corner, let's say 9 p.m., sometimes I go to bed by 8. No matter how busy I am, once the sleep comes, I'll just dump everything. There's a saying that work not they finish. How many of you have heard that saying before? When I got married many years ago, a woman told me that. She said, Madam, work not they finish. Don't go and kill yourself. Work not they finish. I'll just leave the work and go and sleep so well, 4 5 hours, I'm good. I'll resume. You see what I'm saying? So know your chronotype. It will be easier for you to. So many of you have actually voted for our EPN EPD project. So we're gonna do it. Yeah, we're gonna do it. So we're not looking for so many people. Even if it's two people that signs up for it, I will just hold you accountable. I will do it together. Period. And you accomplish your goal. That's all that matters. And when we are done, you come and share your testimony. Hallelujah. Somebody should say amen. Hallelujah. Somebody should say amen. So when you know your chronotype, you can schedule your one time during your natural peak. You can also plan meetings when you are naturally social. Okay? Okay, when you're naturally social, you can also rest when your body wants to rest. Rest when your body wants to rest. You see that? You stop fighting yourself and then you start designing with yourself. You stop fighting yourself and you start designing with yourself. That is it. You start designing with yourself. That's the way it is. So now let's look at the three peak performance windows. Okay? Window one, 90 to 120 minutes of high focus, usually in the morning. Window two, 60 to 90 minutes of sustained focus, usually midday. And then window three is 30 to 60 minutes of creative focus, usually in the evening. So identify yours. This is just an example, okay, where you can have windows. If, for example, you usually pick in the morning, you can decide to pick your 90 to 120 minutes of deep work, okay, within a short space of time. Let me explain what this means. 90 minutes to 120 minutes. 120 minutes is about 2 hours, right? 90 minutes is about one minute, 1 hour, 30 minutes, right? Okay. 1 hour, sorry, 1 hour, 30 minutes, 1 hour, 30 minutes, right? Isn't it? 1 hour, 30 minutes. That's the way it is. 1 hour, 30 minutes. So at the end of the day, if you understand the time that you are usually very deep at work, you can do 2 hours at a stretch, 3 hours at a stretch. Some people do 3 hours at a stretch. Once you're done, you can take a break for like 30 minutes. Like for us, I want to do our EPD or EPM. You can do 2, 3 hours and you go on a break for like for like 30 minutes. We're not saying that you want to do EPD, you sit down, your bumper will be paining you and you not stand up. No, that's not what we're saying, right? If we're doing 9 hours at a stretch, so you must also. Somebody said I'm a catfish. Where is the catfish in between? Okay, all right. So, um, Lydia, maybe you have to tell us what that means. So, if you're doing 9 hours, for example, you would have to also factor in your rest period. So maybe at the end of the day, your 9 hours, you can as well rest for like 2 hours in between. You can do 2 hours, you rest for like 30 minutes, you walk around, you come again, you walk around. Some people can do stretch. People like me, I can do stretch 6 hours without even blinking. I can even do 12 hours without blinking because I've done it again and again, right? But I would also advise the best is resting in between. Because there are seasons that you are working like this, you are doing it, your eyes are not that they are not doing somehow. I've worked to the level that my eyelid started twitching. Started twitching. You know when your eyelid is twitching like this, twitching, right? That was because I was overly focused for a long time, all right, doing the work. Do you see that? So Lydia, you're going to give us the anatomy of a catfish and how that relates to productivity, please. You'll tell us later. Maybe when we're done with this class, we'll share in the room. All right, we'd love to learn from you too. Okay, so here's the science of ultradial rhythm. Okay, ultradial rhythm. I like to type that to you. Ultradial rhythm. Your brain doesn't work in 8 hours block. It works in 90 to 120 minutes cycle called ultradial rhythm. So that's what I just explained. So there's a research from Florida State University that found that elite performance work in focused bursts of 90 minutes or less, followed by rest. There's also called the what's it called? This tomato Italian word for tomato can remind me. Pomodoro, yes. Pomodoro technique. How many of you have heard of the term Pomodoro? Pomodoro. Type it in the room if you have heard of it before. Pomodoro is an Italian word for tomato. Like if you go back to the old analogy about the person that invented the Pomodoro technique, he said you have to work, okay? You have to work for like 5 minutes and then 5 minutes, okay? 5 minutes you have to rest. So in every 1 hour, Pomodoro says rest for 10 minutes. Isn't that beautiful? In every 1 hour, rest for 10 minutes. But for me, I find that very short. Okay. So for you, look out for what works for you. If it is maybe 3 hours, then you rest for 30 minutes, or 2 hours, you rest for 30 minutes, that will be fine. So it means that in 6 hours, you would actually rest for like in 6 hours you would actually rest for like what's it called now? Excuse me. So it means that, can you hear me? It means that in 6 hours, you can actually rest for 1 hour. Do you see that? In 6 hours, you can actually rest for 1 hour. That's what it means. Okay. So research from Florida State University has found that elite performers they work best in that kind of focus burst before they can rest. So whichever one works for you. Some of us have not even also been able to study ourselves. So we don't know within the peak time that we can actually function best. All right, we don't really know. So if we don't know the peak time in which we can function best, then it's okay for us to look out for a way to really maximize that. Mm. I hope that's okay. It's okay for us to look out for how we can maximize that. Okay? So that's it. You see, this productivity of a thing is really about building systems and monitoring yourself. That's how it works. You cannot use somebody else's own to come and do your own. Do you see that? So when we open up the accountability program, when we open it up, what we're going to do is we'll try as much as possible to we'll try as much as possible to pair ourselves. All right. Okay, so we try as much as possible to pair ourselves so that we can know our own personal time frame for engagement so that we can be more accountable to do the work. Yes, my light went off, so we have done this. Okay. So my face is very important in this conversation. Guess what? Today I didn't want to show my face. So I wanted to just relax at the background. You guys have seen enough of my face. All right. So at the end of the day, you just realize that we pick ourselves, we zone ourselves based on our peak performance time, and then we get to stay accountable to do the work. So work in 90 minutes sprint with breaks, okay, is very important. If you can do more than that, like a train, is also fine, depending on what works for you. This is the 90-minute sprint protocol. You identify your peak window, you set a timer for 90 minutes, single focus, deep work, no distractions, no multitasking. So if somebody that is working within my time frame, we are waking up by 3 a.m. or by 2 a.m., okay, we start out with work. We can start, we are doing from 1 to like 3, we do 2 hours, and then we can go on a break, and then we come back again. You see that? So we set that timer, and we are working. You see that? We are working. All right, so you set a timer for 90 minutes or more or less, single focus, deep work, no distractions, no multitasking. I think that's the idea around this Guinness World Record breakers. Okay, where they will say work for 1 hour, rest for 5 minutes. Pretty much that's what they do. I remember when I was called to come and read. somebody, in fact, somebody had organized it in Lagos. That was back in 2021. And they reached out to me because they know I'm a movement maker in the world of reading. And so they were like, oh, I should come participate. When they told me that I was going to be reading, how many days? I think 5 days. I will only be resting 5 minutes in every 1 hour. I said, please, I know myself. I cannot do this one. I know I love reading. Sorry, sir. Let me bring out my paper and see me as I'm talking. So they said we'll be resting now every 5 minutes. You know the way they do it in Guinness World Record distance. So I will be resting in 5 minutes in every 1 hour. And then we'll read. I now asked the man, are we not going to sleep at night? He said no. That will also read us through the night. I said, in how many days? 5 days. I said, please, I know my body. I want to die because I want to break records. Please, I cannot do it. I'm sorry. Everybody know how they show their own energy. When you understand your system, you know how to function best. I know my ultradian reading. Guess what? This is not really me joking or trying to play. I remember inviting that man back in 2022. Many of you that have been in my community will remember. I invited him to come and speak at one of my events. We're doing a Read Africa Summit. He told me that he contracted something really very bad, like a form of sickness, after that program because he was consistent at it. Most of the things that we do that it goes against our biology, whether you like it or not, you are fighting yourself. You are fighting yourself. It may not tell now. In fact, when you told me that you're really suffering from right now, I really felt so bad. Okay, I really felt so bad. I'm like, oh my god, so sorry. And at the end of the day, the people you are trying to do for nobody will showed interest. And in fact, it was really a pathetic situation. In fact, when you shared it with me. So what am I saying in a nutshell? That at the end of the day, when you understand your biology, it will work best for you. What I always tell people, if you want to build your spiritual life from today, for example, okay, for those of you that also want to pray, yes, we will do that. You can join as well. So if you put that 3 nights to pray, God will most surely answer your prayers. I'm telling you. Or if you want to read certain portion of the Bible, say, "Okay, this is my own productivity. I want to do this. Mm. This is going to be sweet. I'm getting it on a deeper level." So I just wanted to know that consistency is what rules the game. I've learned it over the years. I don't try to force things because I know for sure that when I'm consistent, I will get better results. If I need to read this book, I don't need to read it all as a go. This is the book we are currently reading, The Growth Garden, The Mountain is by Brianna Wiss. All right. I don't need to read it all as a go. If I know that every day 30 minutes, okay, for every day 30 minutes, I can actually do this, right? No, for Guinness World, I think it's 5 minutes, not up to 10 minutes. The 10 minutes is lost winner. It's not up to 10 minutes. So you can actually just do 5 hours and accumulate almost 1 hour. So that would be lost. So at the end of the day, I try as much as possible to show up every day. And that's where we have superpowers. All right. And our God, if you look at the way God created the universe, the way God created the systems of the earth, you discover that He created everything that we can see. And you see that every day you wake up. It's about consistency. It's a law of the universe. You cannot just be slowing down, procrastinating, not doing what you're supposed to be doing, and all of a sudden, okay, you just want to tell yourself, I will do it tomorrow. I will do everything I was supposed to do. They have been telling you read book. You are not reading now. Just grow that you do not join. You are giving excuses. You want to save your money. By the time you are not looking for quick results, go try to charge plenty money for one-on-one coaching. Okay, that's just by the way. It's important that you start doing it consistently. You show up again and again. Okay, consistency is very important. Consistency is very important. There are certain things I want to do right now. I just make up my mind. 30 minutes is okay. I don't do more than that. I don't do more than even if I have the capacity to do 3 hours, I will not. Not because I don't want to, but because I know that 3 hours is not sustainable in the long run. I know. I know it's not sustainable in the long run. I know for sure that it's not sustainable. For example, I do LinkedIn. I do 30 minutes on LinkedIn every day. 30 minutes. Yes, I can hop in between one or two, drop one or two comments within the day. But my peak time is 30 minutes. 15 minutes I comment, I post. 15 minutes after, I'm off. That's how I've done it over the years. I mean, over the 1 year I've been consistent there. I know that if I do 3 hours, it will not work. I'm a coach. I'm a content creator. I create books. I do this. I'm a parent. So I will not spend 3 hours on one platform. No, no. It will not be sustainable for the long run. So that 30 minutes is okay. I can do 30 minutes and I'm off, right? So you must understand that that has to be your life in all areas of life, in all areas. Because the higher you go, the more work you have. If you are a parent, if you are the type that mentors your kids, maybe every week or every day, you have to look at what is sustainable. Can I do 5 minutes with them every day? Or can I do 3 times in a week, 30 minutes? Or can I do 10 minutes? Which one will be sustainable? The consistency of it is what will bring the result. That's what most people don't know. All right. I would always say that consistency is better than intensity. The truth is, intensity will bring fast results. Bam, 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 and then you stop. You slow down. But consistency, what consistency does is that you will not get fast results, but you will be building momentum one step at a time. One step at a time. You know, people like, so you've been here for a long time. You have been here. So for us that are coaches, for example, mentors, leaders, church pastors, a whole lot of other things that we do in between, you must schedule your activities. Every day you read Bible, you read books, you pray, you coach, you parent. All of these things for only one human being. Maybe at the end of the day, the activities that you engage yourself on a daily basis is now up to like 10. If you put 1 hour into those projects, that's like 10 hours. It's enough, right? It's enough. But if it's more than that, you have to still trim down the time so you can touch base on all of them. Okay, but you ensure that you pick the ones that are at the top of the game, which are your priorities. You pick the best 3 to 5, spend more time in those ones, and then spread the other ones thin. That's how we work. Do you see that? So that 90 day sprint, when you have identified your peak window, you set a timer for 90 minutes, you single focus on it, no distraction. We're also going to learn more about deep work, right? I want to teach us the concept of deep work. This is also connected to it, okay? Deep work is very, very important. You take a 10 to 15 minutes break. You repeat if you have another peak window, okay? You're going to produce more in 90 focus minutes than most people do in 4 distracted hours. You see this in 4 distracted hours. Okay, Uju, I love your feedback. I spend less time online anyway that waste my time. I notice that I'm more productive now. That's how I'm able to have eaten one book this week. Can you imagine that? That's it. That's it. You know that there are different areas of your life that you need to serve. So focus on the ones that are most important. So task to energy matching. Not all tasks require the same energy, like I just said. Okay, here's how you match it. High energy task, peak window number one. Deep work, strategic thinking, creative problem solving. These things should happen within your peak window. Okay. For your medium energy task, that's peak window number two. You can do meetings, collaboration, planning. At this time, you can also do your admin work. But some people can also carry admin work to low energy time, depending on what works for you. Okay? So most people do their admin work, their email replies, routines during low energy. So stop doing your deep work when you are drained. Start protecting your peaks. Type in the comments. Start protecting your peaks. Start protecting your peaks. Alright? Start protecting your peaks. Very, very important. Here is the peak performance matrix. You can screenshot. For those of you that yours is between 9 to 11 a.m., 1 to 3 p.m. for medium, 3 to 5 p.m. for low, just take a screenshot. It's just a structure of the previous one that I shared. Okay, very important. Okay, so this shouldn't be rigid. All right, it shouldn't be rigid. It's a framework based on your energy map. So your job is to fill in your own time based on your biology. Do you understand? Based on your biology. Fixing your own, filling your own time based on your biology. Don't imitate someone else. Oh yeah, energy audit. This is your assignment. We're stopping here today. This is your assignment. So for the next 3 days, you're going to track your energy every hour. So go track your energy so that when we put that registration for that registration is just going to be for maybe 48 hours. We're not doing it for too many people. 48 hours, okay, and then we just get people on board to do the work. Okay, join the growth garden. It is $100 for the rest of the year. Okay, join the growth garden so that you can grow your capacity for your next level. Join us, join us, join us, join us, join us. Let's go do the work. Mhm. Let's go do the work. I will really be glad. Like I asked the question, what would you like to carry out during our EPD or EPM project? What would you like to carry out? Let me know. This is going to be an in-house sort of promotion, something just promote within the house for those that really want to implement. What's going to be your project? Let me see. All right, type it in the room. Let me see what your project will be. Okay. Use a scale of 1 to 10. By For 10, we say you are fully alert, ready for deep work. For 5, we say you're steady, you can handle meetings. For 1, we say you're foggy. All right, you can barely respond to emails. So this is what you're going to do um, for the next 3 days. So you're going to track your progress. Okay, as you get to track your progress, it will be easier for you to navigate your journey going forward. Going forward. Yeah, 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 yeah. I'm so excited that we are done with the 7 now. I'm excited, excited, and excited that we have about how long left? How long? How long? How long? How long? We have about what's it called? 3 days left. We're running off on Thursday. 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 We're running off on Thursday. Are you still there? Just that up and there, coach. We're running off on Thursday by God's grace, and it's going to be an interesting one, right? So tomorrow, Tuesday, let's still do 6 p.m. Let's do 6. I was trying to feel for those who do their 9 to 5, but I see that even when we do 8 p.m., it's still the same regular people that shows up. So it's all good. Let's do 6 p.m. tomorrow, Tuesday. Yeah. And then on Wednesday, it's sure going to be 8 p.m. I'm going to church. Okay. And on Thursday, it's going to be 6 p.m. The only time difference is um, on Wednesday, 8 p.m. Okay. Do we have any question? If you have a question, type question in the room. Question, question, question. Type question in the room. Type question in the room. Okay. Type question. So what we're going to do is we're going to send a Google form across for those of you that would love to participate in the accountability program. We'll send a Google form for you to apply. Mhm. So once we see that you're qualified for it and you can really apply, we'll give you the details to sign up so you can get on board. It's just going to be for a few persons who are ready to implement. There's not going to be a random stuff that we promote. You're ready to implement, you just apply for it. Okay? Mm. So, and then for all that, thank you so much. I see that many of you got Compass Guide, and many of you also got the what's it called? Automate Your Growth. Many of you got it. Oh, you missed the 1 to 6, but I watched them. Yay! Congratulations, Ebun Foloru. Ebun Foloru, thank you, Foloru Shaw. Thank you for that. We celebrate your energy. And I hope you're going to not miss from this 8 to um 10. You see how interesting it is to be in the room. You see how interesting it is. Okay, for those of you that got the book Automate Your Growth, how is it going? How is it going? Share your experience with me. Share your testimony in the inbox. I want to hear from you. You can also share in the room as well. I got from Shisom today. Is it Shisom Inandi? I don't know if it's Shisom or Shoma. I think it was Shoma. I can't remember now. Okay, so and that was a great feedback. Joe have also shared and some other few persons. I can't remember their names now. I think over 30 of you have gotten those guys. So keep getting. You need to reach. You need to be able to do the work. Thank you so much for tonight. I have another session. I have to go. Take care, everyone. Bye bye. Love you all.